Hello and welcome to the Literary Lair. This is actually not about a book, so it shouldn't be the Literary Lair, but it relates to an older video. So, MASH was a fantastic show, and I love it, all three iterations of it, book, film, and television series. And my favorite character in all three was Hawkeye Pierce, because, come on, he's awesome. But my second favorite character, who was in all three iterations, was Radar O'Reilly. I related a lot to his character. He was young, naive, and saw Hawkeye as his hero, of which I am 3 for 3 of. I could see myself in his position, and if I had to be in the military, I'd want to be a company clerk like Radar. What does that have to do with today's review, though? Well, MASH was no stranger to spin-offs. What cult show doesn't have spin-offs? Right. The two MASH spin-offs were Trapper John MD and After MASH. Trapper John MD followed the adventures of Trapper John McIntyre, now played by Pernell Roberts, working at a hospital 30 years after he was discharged from the army during the Korean War. And I've seen it. It's a really good show, and it ran for 7 seasons. That's only 4 seasons less than MASH had. And After MASH was following the adventures of Colonel Potter, Klinger, and Father Mulcahy, played by Harry Morgan, Jamie Farr, and William Christopher respectively, working at a veterans hospital shortly after the armistice. And that was good too, but it only ran for 2 seasons. The problems with them were that they were missing key elements of MASH. Trapper John MD is a straight-up doctor show. If you want a show about doctors in a hospital, and one happens to have worked at the 407 7th, that's the show for you. It's so far from MASH that if they didn't have the opening of the pilot have Trapper call out for Radar and Hawkeye in his sleep, you'd never even know it was a MASH spinoff. But After MASH suffers from the opposite. It was everything MASH was, without what made it wonderful, mainly the war and Alan Alda. You just can't take the MASH characters and take them out of the MASH and expect it to take off like the original. And that's what today's review is about. I told you everything would fit together. Walter was a spin-off pilot that was never picked up, and you might be wondering what that has to do with MASH. Well, Radar's first name was Walter, and this pilot is for a show all about Radar. How can they fail? Let's find out. Pilot opens up with Radar, now going by his given name of Walter, getting ready for his job as a police officer in St. Louis, which is weird because 1. Radar was raised on a farm in Iowa, and 2. In After MASH, he got married in Iowa. So what he's doing here is anyone's guess. Also, a police officer? I never pegged Radar as someone who'd ever want to be a cop. But, hey, let's see where this is going.
Okay, this ain't the farm. You and me were going straight to the top. Mayor for me. What would you like?
I'd like to let out my breath if it's all right.
As his partner gives him a pep talk about going places, an interview starts on the television, interviewing former members of the 407 7th MASH. Previously, they had talked to Hawkeye as well, and Radar shows his partner a picture of the 407 7 circa Season 3, as he mentions Colonel Blake, and his death in an offhand way that strikes me wrong. He says it like,
That's Colonel Blake. See, I'm standing right next to him. Yeah, he got killed, you know. Great guy.
Is this how we talk about the dead? I know it's been a while, and you have to move on, but at least talk somberly about Colonel Blake. That episode makes grown men weep. I mean, compare that to this.
I have a message. Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake's plane was shot down over the Sea of Japan. It spun in. There were no survivors.
Radar goes to the station, and we see that he still has his slight ESP ability and can predict what people are going to say, like he did in the show. There are a few bad jokes, and we see more of the interview. Turns out Radar would be on the farm, but he lost it because he's a terrible farmer, which he was in canon with MASH. But I find hard to believe that he lost the farm even after the 4077 sent him a Korean farm boy back in Season 9, who was supposed to help Radar get out of that slump.
And?
Things died. I lost the farm.
And he also sent his mother to live with his aunt, tying that pothole up. Turns out his partner is also his cousin. And as they start to get into the interview, the sergeant comes out of his office and shuts the TV off. The sergeant sends them to 4th Street to check out jaywalkers, but they find a TV store playing the interview in the window and walks out instead. Man, these guys are crappy cops. And the interview explains what happens to his wife. She left him during the honeymoon.
Sweetheart? Sugar buns?
Dear Walter, thank you for the nice honeymoon so far. I love you. But I love Claude Greevy more. He will never be as nice and sweet and forgiving as you, but the truth is, he makes me lose the use of myself. You keep the ring. I'll keep the pop-up toaster. Sincerely, your former loving wife, Sandy.
How dare she take the toaster? This is where it gets kind of sad. After she left him, Radar goes to a pharmacy and plans to commit suicide.
But actually, I kind of went crazy after, you know. I mean, I almost did something really foolish. I found myself wandering into this drugstore. I'd like an overdose of sleeping pills, please. What? And a small bottle of aspirin.
Aspirin?
Yeah, sleeping pills give me a headache.
Do you have a prescription?
No.
Well, even if you did, the pharmacist is out sick today. Well, actually, he's at Rotary, but I'm not supposed to say so. If anyone asks you, he's out sick.
Right. Sick.
But the pharmacist is out sick, so thank God. Although I can't see Radar going through with it. Interesting fact, the clerk at the drugstore is played by future SNL alumni Victoria Jackson. She gives Radar a bowl of soup, and he and the clerk eat it off. Sort of. She is insufferably annoying.
You're kidding! I'm from Keokuk. Small world, isn't
She
it?
tries to cheer Radar up, to no avail. She starts dancing, and it's really weird. But according to the interview, Radar says that she did cheer him up, and they're good friends now. I can't for the life of me figure out why. After the attendant at the TV store, she turns the television off. The audience realizes who Radar is, the guy from the TV, and in the chaos, someone takes Radar's wallet, which is where his mask picture is, so he's pissed. He goes to report it to the station, but his cousin stopped him. Because, you know, they don't want to seem like they're idiots on their first day on the job. And they end up getting a new assignment instead. A fight at a strip club. And Radar claims to have never seen a naked woman, which I find hard to believe. Even I'm not that much of a prude. They run into the strip club. Man, they run an awful lot in this. And they run to the dressing room and narrowly avoid getting assaulted by lamps. When they get the girls out, Radar's cousin takes a call from the station and leaves Radar to handle the girls. When they calm the girls down, Radar's ESP comes in handy again when he uses it to find the stripper's lost bird.
Well, hello there.
Sweetheart.
They leave the strip club and find the kid that was in the crowd when Radar's wallet was swiped. They chase him down and look for the wallet in his pocket. Radar takes the kid to get a soda float while they run a search on the kid. And, oh no. Not Victoria again. You know what? Thank God this never went to series. I wouldn't be able to stand more than one episode with her in it. And now we have Radar and Victoria talking about the wallet and how the mask picture was in it. And now he talks somberly about Colonel Blake with the "he was like a father to me" stuff.
Colonel Blake was in there, you know. He was like a father to me. My own father died when I was just a little baby. Hawkeye was in there, too. He was a great guy.
This makes the kid reveal that he did indeed steal Radar's wallet. The kid says that his dad died in Korea and that a few of the guys in the picture look like him. Makes me wonder if the kid's dad was one of the guys that didn't make it to the OR at the 4077. He says he pickpockets to get by since it's just him and his grandmother, which frankly I think is a load of crap. It's the 50s. The job market isn't oversaturated. Get a job, sir. And Ritter says that he won't arrest the kid if he agrees to stay out of trouble and meet up with him on Saturdays at the drugstore. Which would seem creepy, but it's not. He's taking the kid under his wing because all his life, especially at the 4077, he was the kid under the wing, and now he gets to be the bird. And the kid walks away, saying that he'll see a Radar on Saturday. And the episode closes out with Radar falling onto the pinball machine when Victoria tries to kiss him. And that was Walter. It wasn't the worst spin-off I've seen of a cult show, but it's not the best either. Out of all the MASH spin-offs, it's both the closest and farthest from the source material. It has a beloved character, but it doesn't use him to the fullest. They should have had him on the farm or hanging out with another MASH character. Also, why Victoria Jackson? She's insufferable. Her voice, her personality, it all rubs me the wrong way. But other than that, it's not all that bad. With some tweaking, the series might have been up there with Trapper John MD, or at the very least Aftermath. But next time, let's go back to books.